Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs Podcast, presented by Toyota and Bet365, Cubs snap a 3-game losing streak. Cade Horton delivers again. King tucked to the injured list. And is it possible the Cubs are about to lose a member of their front office? J-Ro, Justin Roman in the house. CHGO Cubs next. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? This is the CHGO Cubs Podcast, driven by Toyota. Let's go places and Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Use the code CHGO365 at sign-up. 6-1 Cubs over the Braves. They break the losing streak. Luke Stuckmeyer, Justin Roman in the house. Sarah running the ones and twos. Shout out to your wife, Kenzie, for the ooey gooey butter cake tonight.
Yes.
Which is undefeated.
Yes, it is so far, 1-0.
Undefeated.
I mean, and Cade Horton continues to impress while we're eating my wife's desserts. I mean, is that a coincidence? I don't know.
The Cubs win total grows, as does my stomach.
Mine too. I mean, think about it. You're eating here at work. I eat when I get home too.
I don't know how you're surviving right now. Hey, before we get going, we're going to talk about Cade Horton. We're going to talk about Kyle Tucker going to the injured list. We're going to do some fun stuff with Horton. And a nice game for PCA and some other guys as well. First, we want to tell you about something important we're doing for the month of September. Think about your favorite athlete. Maybe it's PCA. Maybe it's Cade Horton. Whoever it might be. Every single one of those players had a coach, a mentor, or a family member who believed in them first. Somebody who saw their potential and then gave them the confidence to go for it. That's what Big Brothers Big Sisters does every single day. They create life-changing connections for kids in our community. For the entire month of September, here at CHGO, we are partnering with Big Brothers Big Sisters of America to find and fund their mission. Your donation ensures another child gets a mentor, a model, a champion, if you will, in their corner. You could be their champion. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can donate directly by hitting the donation button right on your screen. It's a little handshake button that'll come up. If you're listening on the podcast to us, please head to bbbs.org/allcity. Let's help ignite the potential of the next generation. Again, for our podcast listeners, that's bbbs.org/allcity. We know money's tough for people, a lot of people right now. If you can afford to do it and you're feeling generous, we appreciate any size donation at all. We got a pretty good number going right now, right? It's been a pretty good month already so far, but we'd really like to make a big impact for Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. All right. Cade Horton was really good. Expected it again. Justin, I've said in the last 24 hours, because it's been kind of roller coastery for the Cubs, I came into this game saying, you know what? Cade Horton is the last thing right now that is making me smile this Cubs season.
You said that.
Even though you got a playoff team coming. Right now, at this moment, Cade Horton is the one thing that's making me smile.
Yeah, and then I countered by saying that we were up 2-1 at the time. We're on pace for about a 90-win season.
Yeah.
And I said, this is the least amount of fun I've ever had for a 90-win team. It's
bizarre.
Now enter, we'll get into how we scored the rest of our runs. Then it became exciting again. And then you're reminded, oh, yeah, PCA is a beast. Oh, yeah, Cade Horton is a stud, possible postseason hero, possible rookie of the year. Ben Brown did good in the ninth. You're reminded of the weapons and potential that we have and the excitement that we had in the first half. We just haven't had it in a while. So you forget.
Yeah, I mean, early in the season, we had the excitement of Kyle Tucker. Yep. Then we had the excitement of PCA. Yep. I would argue the second half very easily is Cade Horton.
1,000%.
It's not even close. He's jumped to the top of the list of things I'm most excited about for the Cubs' future that's guaranteed. So the question we've been asking for over a week, probably 3 weeks now, is where does Horton fit into your rotation when the postseason starts?
Yeah,
At first, I wasn't even sure he was in the rotation.
Yep.
Then he was definitely number 3. Last week we said what?
We said Shota, Horton, Boyd.
Yeah,
so
in
Horton,
between the lefties.
2, break the lefties up. Luke, I'm going to ask you, a week later, another brilliant start. Is Cade Horton starting game 1 for you tomorrow, or is he still game 2?
I can't help it. He's my game 1 starter.
Right.
That's how good he's pitching.
Yeah.
You had an all-star in Boyd. You have your 1A, 1B ace with Steele going into the season in Shota, but he's made 10 starts since the all-star break with an ERA of 0.82, 28 hits in 53 and a third innings.
Yeah.
Not to mention 46 strikeouts. He's been dominant.
Yeah.
I'd start him in game 1.
I would too. I mean, again, the playoffs don't start tomorrow, so you kind of got to see how these next couple weeks go to finish out the season. But, I mean, I'm with you. The kid, he's a beast. Somebody commented earlier that he's him. I agree. Cade Horton is him. And I'm really excited not only about this season and the postseason, but he's going to be your ace for years and years to come.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about him right now and you think just about potential pitching matchups, right? Whether it's Yamamoto in a game 1. Let's just put him in game 1. Mm-hmm. Yamamoto in a game 1, or maybe it's Dylan Cease or somebody else from the Padres, or whoever you might want to put in that game 1 matchup. I'm not intimidated by the pitching matchup if Horton is on the mound.
No.
And today, one great thing we saw was he got to go third time around to start through he got to see some of those guys a third time, and he was just as dominant.
And Marquis showed a stat that first time through the order, Horton's a beast.
Yeah.
Second time, he's good.
Yeah.
Third time, he wasn't that great.
But he hadn't had a ton of opportunities either.
The stats weren't in his favor, but you don't turn that around. You don't get experience without experience. So I'm very glad that Council put him back out there for the 6th and to start the 7th, because that's how you get more confidence. That's how you get those stats, the batting average against you third time through the order. How it goes down a little bit is when you could actually fight through that and show that you can pitch in the 6th and 7th.
Also interesting to see that they let him go 87 pitches, because I kind of thought they were trimming him back to like 70, 75 for the rest of the season. Instead, this time they pushed him a little bit closer to 90. Yeah. Went a little bit further, and it was like, you know what? As opposed to other games, it felt like they really knew they wanted to win this game. Like, they've kind of been so-so, and I've been okay with that because I don't want them to overuse Horton.
Right.
But this was, after you've lost 3 in a row, you needed to win a game, and this was also, hey, where can he get there third time through the order if we need him in the postseason? Let's just start to tinker with that a little bit sometimes if that opportunity arises.
1,000%. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to add a little bit of fuel to the fire here. Assuming we're wild card 1, and assuming we win that first series, let's say we play Milwaukee in the second series, Peralta versus Horton. I'll take Horton all day.
No, with the way he's pitching, yes.
Right.
That's why I've moved him to 1.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that his career is going to be as good as Peralta, but it sure feels like it. Somebody in the chat said, and hello to everybody in the live YouTube chat here at the all-new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a total stranger. I saw somebody in the chat saying he is my opening day ace next year.
Yeah.
Has 10 starts since the All-Star break. Have those 10 starts been enough for you to say, by next year when the season starts, not only will he have pitched game 1 of the playoffs for me,
right?
Is he also now jumping ahead of Shota, Boyd, and Steele whenever he comes back, or whoever might have? Has he jumped ahead so much in 10 starts that all of a sudden after that sample size you say, he's our ace, period. He's our ace now, he's our ace next year.
I think he can be your ace, and we all know he's our ace, and they still give Shota opening day. I think in baseball there's still a respecting.
Yeah, interesting.
I think that Shota. I mean, Steele's not here, so don't even talk about Steele. But like, I think Horton could be the best pitcher on our baseball team, but I still think, short of something crazy in the postseason, like he just dominates and we win the World Series, I still think Shota is your opening day starter for next year, even though I believe Cade Horton is your best pitcher going into next year.
Well, we'll see how it plays out, and I'm not worried about next year, but I thought that was an interesting comment. Yeah. Like, we're really only talking about 10 starts.
Yeah.
right, since the All-Star
10
break.
great starts, though.
It's 10 great starts. And when he first joined the team, if you go back, he's been as good as anybody.
Yeah.
Right? His numbers are right there with Skeen since he came in to baseball. And one thing that I've liked is the lack of walks, right? That's something he was supposed to work on before they would promote him to the major leagues. Now, he got promoted because of injury.
Yeah.
That's how he got shoved up here. But when he got here, he had been working on trying to cut down on the walks. In his last 5 starts, a total of 5 walks.
That's great.
None tonight, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. So even Shota, when he makes a mistake for a home run, you hope there's no walks. But it was even bigger for Horton, and now it's kind of like, man, everything seems to be clicking for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be able to ride. I don't know if this is just an ascension to the top of the mountain and he's that guy and he's him, as everybody says, or if this is a great stretch and, he may still have some roller coaster ride, whether it's next year or the end of this season, hopefully not this season. But I don't know. Are we witnessing a great pitcher just emerging that quickly? That doesn't happen very often.
Well, he's your best pitching prospect in the organization for a reason. One of the best pitching prospects in all of baseball for a reason. I think, it didn't come out of nowhere. When they drafted him, I remember some people kind of like, because his ERA wasn't great or whatever in college.
Yeah.
But there was a reason for why he really
did at the end of his career there.
Yes, and that's why sometimes you got to look beyond the numbers. There's the reason why they grabbed this guy. He was a bulldog, a pit bull down the stretch for his college team, and again, top pitching prospect for the Cubs, one of the best in all of baseball. And so listen, I'm pleasantly surprised that he's as good as he is right now in his first year, but it's not shocking because his pedigree is so good.
It is, but at the same time, I remember at points this season saying, man, Skeens and the Miz and all the guys the Reds keep calling up seem to be great, and kept thinking, when are the Cubs going to get that kid?
We got him.
Man, sure looks like he has definitely arrived. He's him. Now, the other guy that we thought might be him, and maybe he still is, 26th birthday today, Ben Brown's had a really disappointing season.
He has, yes.
But there is still a chance that he could impact this team, especially in the bullpen. This was a nice spot tonight. Once they got the 5-run lead, just ease him in there.
Yeah.
Just ease him in, and it was bing, bang, boom, 1, 2, 3. I liked seeing that because I don't want to give up on Ben Brown.
You can't give up because the talent is there. Again, he was somebody a top prospect as well, and he's shown flashes. His stuff is really, really good. I'm not 1,000% going to pull the plug on him as a starter, but I think his arsenal is much better suited for the bullpen. I told you guys last week, I thought that he could be kind of like how Keegan Thompson was for us those couple years, where Keegan Thompson out of the bullpen was like a multi-inning guy, and he was a pretty good one too. So for a while, for a stretch, Keegan was awesome. I see Ben Brown being something like that because he throws hard, but he's kind of relies on 2 pitches, right? And 2 pitches aren't going to work in a rotation spot. So the talent is there, but I think it is time for us to kind of hone in on him in the bullpen, and he could be a real weapon for you.
Well, and there's also the possibility that this is the off season finally where he will develop the third pitch that he feels really confident in, and maybe that gets him back on track or really impacts him and moves him back into the rotation. For me, the rest of the year, it's bullpen.
Do you think he could ever be a closer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he could.
Yeah, I mean...
not this year.
Of course.
I'm not saying with Palencia. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying with Palencia out that you're shoving Ben Brown to closer. That would be crazy.
I'm talking future. Let's say next year.
Could he be a closer? Type of stuff.
Yeah, I
think he has that type of stuff.
I agree.
My only hesitation to saying that is that I think so far, early in his Cubs career, Ben Brown has looked like a guy who can get rattled. And I sort of want a guy in closer who's a little screwy.
Good point.
And not afraid of anything.
Good point.
Embraces the craziness of, and you have to have some sort of mentality to be that guy. So while I think the stuff eventually could play in something like that if he develops, I'm not sure about the mental side of it.
So let me say one thing though. Every pitcher, I was a pitcher my whole life. Every pitcher wants to be a starter, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody
that's
wants
where
that.
the money is.
So Ben Brown, I believe he's still holding on to those starter hopes. Now, if Counsell and Jed, they sat him down and said, listen, you're going to be our closer next year. If they told him that, you're not starting for us anymore. Maybe mentally now you can accept that and get kooky and get crazy, because I think right now he still wants to be a starter in the MLB.
I agree. Who's the kid from the White Sox that now is with the Dodgers in the bullpen? I can't think of Michael.
Kopech.
Kopech.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Michael Kopech. That's a perfect example.
There you go.
Starter, didn't really work out. Let's put him in the bullpen. Maybe that's where he ends up being the most productive. We'll find out. Let us know what you think. Is Cade Horton the guy to pitch in Game 1 of a playoff series? Let us know in the live YouTube chat. We'll read your comments. But first, a word from our sponsors. Hey guys, whatever the sport, the app to bet right now is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. That is key. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it all. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. I'm not letting one Bears game dissuade me. I'm still taking the over on the season total for your Chicago Bears, and I feel good about that wager that I have placed. I'm also still fine with Caleb Williams over 4,000 yards. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Circa Sports. All right, 4 seasons. Winter's going to be here before you know it, right? The cold weather, that's already starting to feel a little bit like fall. Is your home's heating up for the challenge? I can't believe I'm saying it already. Call our friends at 4 Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Got a plumbing emergency? 4 Seasons. Electrical emergency? 4 Seasons. Need a new hot water tank right away today? 4 Seasons. Now is the time to schedule your 4 Seasons furnace tune-up. Don't forget to do it. It's a mistake other homeowners will make. Save up to $4,000 right now on furnaces and comfort systems. Furnaces start at $39 a month. Furnace AC combos at $57 a month. Call today. Save $50 from your trusted local experts. 4 Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Serving the Chicago area for more than 50 years. Your trusted local experts. 4 Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Visit 4seasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's 4 Seasons, heatingcooling.com. All right, Cubs win. They beat the Braves. They end the losing streak. Luke Stuckmeyer, Justin Roman with you. We were talking about Cade Horton before the break and where he might fit in the rotation. We should point out, while this big game was going on tonight, and last night, of course, was the Bears game going on, we should point out there is another huge game going on tonight as CHGO goes for the three-peat in the Media League Softball Championship.
Wow.
Rumor has it this might be...
Playing for the Cup, KUP, Irv Cup's in it.
Yeah, and rumor has it this might be the year that Carm retires. So
From podcasting or from softball?
From softball,
Okay.
Not podcasting.
From playing tennis? No,
Not
just
playing
just
tennis.
from softball.
Just softball. He's been a great head
But
coach.
he would still be the manager, or he would just become only manager, no longer player manager?
I don't know. We'd have to ask him.
Oh, Carm, this is a big deal. He's going to try and walk out on top.
Hopefully.
He's going to Jordan it.
There was a live stream, and I don't know how 500 people were watching that, but 500 crazy people were watching that. So hopefully we've got the result before the end of the show. Can we work on that? A final score? Anybody got a final score? Because right now, if you don't know, CHGO softball team, the most successful team in Chicago sports.
Really?
Kind of a big deal.
Three-peat.
Who's winning anything? We can't even get in the playoffs.
Right
We're
now.
winning championships, baby.
All right.
All right, anyways. Cubs win tonight. Horton was the story. Bullpen did their job. I was worried about the offense again because that has been the storyline for a long time. They had the bases loaded twice in the first 3 innings and walked 11-8 the championship. Over who? Carm's got the trophy. Is he? Hold on. Is Carm kissing the trophy? Is he weeping? No. Well, we might have some of this for you.
Oh, some footage.
All right. So, bases loaded 2 times in the first 3 innings of this game. They walked away with a run in each of those innings, but only one of those runs came with the bases loaded.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
I was worried.
You were.
I was very worried that all they got was a sac fly in the first inning.
We were making bets because we were like, we've seen it too many times. This offense, the bases are loaded, under 2 outs, and they're just not scoring. Like you need crooked numbers at that point, and we're lucky to get a straight number.
Anything at all. PCA's first at bat was horrible until he got the sac fly. Like he swings at the first pitch, bases loaded, it's at his feet. Then he swings at the next pitch, and it almost hits him in the foot.
Right.
And you're thinking, how's he ever gonna? He ended up having a really nice game.
And give him credit for that at bat though too. Like as bad as he looked, that's what's great about
he ended
baseball.
up getting the ball in the air and he scored the run.
That's why they give you 3 strikes, right? He looked horrible on the first 2 strikes, but he got the job done. Sacrifice fly, his first RBI of the night.
So he had an RBI sac fly. He had an RBI single. He also walked and stole 2 bases. So as we were sitting there watching the game, the subject came up: 28 homers, 34 stolen bases. Will he get to 30 homers first, or 40 stolen bases first?
It's a great question. Now, one of his outs tonight was actually a deep fly ball that was almost a home run.
The last at bat was pretty close to a home run.
So I might change my answer. I think Joey asked that question earlier. I said stolen bases. He'll get to 40 before he gets to 30 home runs. But I mean, that last at bat, it was almost a home run. So I feel good about the fact that he's healthy. I feel good about the fact that he seems like he's got his mind right. Give Counsell credit. He rested Tucker, and Tucker came back and was better. Rested PCA. PCA has come back, and he looks better. So give him some credit about picking the spots to rest these guys. But I'm going to say PCA gets to 30 home runs before he gets to 40 stolen bases.
What'll be interesting, I believe his last home run is August 22nd. There's not much going on since the All-Star break.
But he looked good today.
Power-wise.
He looked good today.
But he did look better today. And even in the was it the first or second time he was up when he hit the RBI? I think it was the first time he was up when he had the 2 bad swings. Then he hit some foul balls in one of those where it was like, well, that would have been a home run had he not pulled it. And you thought, well, at least he's getting it up in the air. At least he's making hard contact. Obviously, that would be a huge development for the Cubs if you can get run-producing, power-producing Pete Crow-Armstrong back in your lineup.
And there's a swag to him, too. Like, I don't know, Luke, if you saw it, but, like, one of his stolen bases, he was putting on his gloves, right? And you think he's going to put on both gloves. He puts on the one, and then before he's off. Like, kind of like throwing you off a little bit. Like, I don't need that second glove. Like, there's a swag to him, and he causes chaos on the bases, and you kind of forgot because he hasn't done it in a while. But today you saw a really good all-around game from PCA.
Well, it's also interesting. He was coming off the knee injury. He had the sore knee.
Yeah.
I was starting to get concerned that both Tucker, who we're going to talk about in a second, IL list, PCA, banged up with the knee. You looked at Palencia, that injury, and I was saying, man, this is not good that we're limping towards the end of the season. PCA looked fine when he stole those 2 bases.
He did. And
he looked fine.
And he's not attempting that, and Counsell's not letting him attempt that if his knee's not okay. So I felt really good about the fact that this kid's healthy. And, we avoided a crisis there, but like it looks like he's healthy. Again, I was very encouraged by PCA's game. Let me ask you a question, Luke. We sat Tucker. It seemed to have worked before he got hurt. Sat PCA. It seemed to have worked. Seiya. Do you think Seiya needs a breather?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It worked last year.
It did.
It worked last year. That's the first time we saw Counsell finally do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna quite go as far as giving him credit for making it work, because it did work for Seiya last year. It seemed to be working for Tucker.
Yep.
We hope it's going to work for PCA. I don't think he has any other option. You've got to do it.
Well, he does have options. Just keep putting him in there. And then the thing about Seiya,
but I don't like seeing it. Like when Seiya's bad, Seiya's so bad.
And watching Seiya take extra batting practice when Wrigley Field was empty,
showed
me that Seiya doesn't even think he's right. Like he doesn't think himself is right. So like maybe it's time. Okay, you did Tucker, you did PCA. Let's give Seiya a breather, because I'll tell you what, the first half of the season, Tucker, PCA, and Seiya Suzuki. That's a dangerous trio, and they were all hitting on all cylinders, and you saw what happened. A great first half because those 3 guys were fueling the offense.
Yeah, we've also said, too, like Michael Busch is a big part of the offense. I don't need to see him leading off. That's not where when he's struggling, what did he do tonight? Hold on. Look it up. This is exciting podcasting when I look up the
Drum roll.
stats. Hold on.
I'm with you, though. I'm with you.
Kyle, Michael Busch, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts in the
not
leadoff
good.
spot.
I want Nico Horner.
Joey said it last night. Stop it.
I want Nico Horner to lead off every game from here on out. I just think he's the one. I know you guys like Ian Happ. Fine, either one of those two. But I would
Not
vote
against against lefties. I'm all for it being Nico
Nico?
Horner. And
Okay.
so tomorrow, Chris Sale will get Nico. I just don't want to see Michael Busch do it at all right now.
And I love Michael Busch. By the way, I think
I do
Michael Busch
too.
can be a very important part of our team. But I'm with you. He's not a leadoff hitter. And just the look of him, I don't think he thinks he's a leadoff hitter. I think he's just batting there because Happ was slumping for a while.
Even if it was going well for a while, which is fine, that is clearly over.
Yeah.
He's not feeling great at the plate, so move him down in the lineup, put Nico there, and just, in my opinion, put Nico there and just leave Nico there.
I totally agree. He's also super fast. He can steal bases. He does everything right, although today he misplayed a couple balls.
Yeah.
But like normally he does everything right. He's very hard to strike out. To me, Nico Horner should be the leadoff hitter for the Cubs.
Madeline says Nico should only be leading off against lefties.
Okay.
Another argument for whether righty or lefty, it would be the people that say, well, yeah, but he's our best hitter with runners in scoring position. We need people on base.
I believe he's the best hitter in baseball with runners in scoring position. So
I get that, but he also doesn't have 30 home runs.
he's not a power guy.
And so you can still have those opportunities to come around with people on base. I'm okay. I would put Nico at leadoff.
People lead off the game one time. After that, you're not really a leadoff hitter anymore. You could bat with 2 guys on. You could bat with 1 guy on. So, you'll lead off the game one time, but ultimately then it goes away and you're just another great hitter.
Let's see. Bootzilla says, agree, Busch at leadoff experiment should be over. I don't understand why the Cubs and Craig Counsell at times, they seem stubborn.
Yeah, they do.
They seem stubborn. They seem like when we're all wanting something, it's almost like, I'll show you. It's going to go another 3 weeks.
Smartest guy in the room. I mean, I know we're going to talk about it later, but I think when it comes to injuries, they're that way.
Oh, yeah. Well,
they're very stubborn when it comes to injuries.
Yes. Craig Brindle says, yeah, you only lead off once. Agreed.
Exactly. That's my
Agreed.
point.
And also, he's been one of their most consistent hitters this year. And so I don't mind him getting, the most at bats each night, at least at this point, until somebody else shows me that.
And every at bat is a professional at bat. I think he's the hardest guy to strike out. I mean, again, yes, there are exceptions to every single rule, but 9 times out of 10, the guy will give you a professional at bat. And I'm talking about stuff like little stuff. Like even if he gets out, he hits it to the right side and moves the runner over to third base. Like he does everything right. And I want that consistently and getting the most at bats of the team. And that's at leadoff.
The Cubs win tonight. I don't know if there's any. I guess there's some value in at least stopping the losing streak.
Yes.
But I like to ask you every time you're on.
What's up?
You have given up on the division, right?
I have, yeah.
But now we do want to focus on the number 1 wild card.
Yeah, I mean, and which is equally as important because you still get a home playoff series.
Right.
So I think, Wildcard 1 is a very important thing. They went up 6-1, and I was telling you, okay, do you bring Ben Brown in? Because now, you can maybe save some of your good pieces in the bullpen. But we both agreed, you still got to win these games because, okay, fine, division's over, but you want to hold off the Padres and you want that home series at Wrigley Field for the playoffs. So division's over, but I'm looking behind me. And as of right now, we're 2.5 games up on the Padres, depending on what they do tonight. It's very important to be wild card 1.
So the big news going into this game was that Kyle Tucker was finally sent to the injured list.
Man.
Something I feel like we've talked about since the last time he played, which was September 2nd. So the question is, as we get ready to go to break, how do you in the chat feel, and Justin, think about this as well.
Okay.
How do you feel about Kyle Tucker the rest of the way? And how do you feel about the way Tucker's playing status and IL delay was handled by the Cubs and maybe also Kyle Tucker? How was one thing handled, and how do you feel about it now moving forward? Answer that in the live YouTube chat. But first, a word from our sponsors at CHGO. Get ready for the world's most popular Monster Jam trucks and best drivers to roar into Allstate Arena from September 12th to the 14th. epic family fun. Monster Jam is coming to Rosemont. Get ready for nonstop excitement with gravity-defying stunts, heart-pounding races, bum, 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 and plenty of big air. The world's best drivers tear it up on the dirt as they battle for the event championship in 3 competitions: racing, 2-wheel skills, and everybody's favorite, freestyle, where Monster Jam trucks defy the laws of physics and do the impossible. Experience Monster Jam live and become a fan for life with an ultimate day of family fun at Allstate Arena. Get ready to cheer and be amazed by massive Monster Jam trucks and world champion drivers. Tickets on sale right now at www.monsterjam.com. Wheels, wheels, wheels. All right, everybody, let's get real for a second, huh? Can we? The world has gone completely soft, you know? Everything's soft. Everybody gets a trophy, right? Everybody gets a participation trophy. Everything's bubble wrapped. You got to be nice to everybody. Soda used to have a little kick, all right? Now it's about pretty colors and fizz. It's embarrassing. RC Cola is not just a soft drink. It's a damn good cola. It's the original cola that doesn't fold under pressure. RC is an OG cola in the world of spineless soft drinks these days. No trends, no gimmicks, no glow up. RC hasn't changed their stripes since 1905 because they don't need to. It's the same bold, crisp flavor it's always been. RC Cola is like a punch in the thirst. Do yourself a favor. Grab some RC. Stock up for all those football parties, school celebrations, and watching any game. RC Cola is the move for whatever you're doing. We are back. Cubs win. I enjoyed a nice RC Cola as we took a break there. And we were talking about Kyle Tucker to the injured list. So before the game, the Cubs put him on the 10-day injured list. He hasn't played in a game since September 2nd. The move is retroactive to September 6th. So the first date that he could come back is September 16th.
Okay.
Which means he would still have plenty of time to play some games, get his swing right, going into the postseason. Are you okay with the way this has gone? Leading up to this point, first of all, the most important thing, which we will talk about, is what happens after the 16th.
Right.
Leading up to this point, up to the 16th, are you okay with how this has unfolded?
No, not at all. I love the Chicago Cubs. I love the organization. The one thing that really irks me about this organization is the way they handle injuries and the way that I feel like they're not honest about things. I am your weekly co-host. I was on last Wednesday, and at that point we were talking about, he's going to get 2 days off because of the off day. Will he play Friday or not? And I said, I don't think he's playing Friday. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure he's going to play the whole weekend. And then here we are on a Tuesday night, and they're putting him on the IL. It's stupid. You're not getting the division. If Kyle Tucker is hurt, put him on the IL, bring up Moises or Owen Casey or whatever, and let Kyle Tucker heal properly. This whole you might be available to pinch hit or it might be. Why are we doing that? We have a playoff spot locked up. Yes, we still want to win. We still want the Wildcard 1. But bottom line is what, and the reason I'm really mad about Kyle Tucker is because I think the whole finger thing was handled horribly earlier in the year. And I think Kyle Tucker's numbers and play completely suffered because of it. Now, I don't know if it's Kyle Tucker's fault about being too stubborn about not wanting to go on the IL. I don't know if it's Craig Counsell, rooting for his guys or whatever. But at some point, common sense has to prevail, and at the very least, learn from Kyle Tucker's first injury on how horribly you handled that and do it right this time. But they did both things wrong now.
Yeah, I agree. Like the first time, I don't think there's any question it was handled incorrectly. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like they totally learned their lesson this time. At least they didn't keep putting him out there.
Yeah.
But you lost 4 games in which you scored a combined 6 runs.
Yep.
Why not have another bat available to yourself? I'm not saying they win any of those games. I'm not saying they go from scoring 6 runs to 12 runs, but it couldn't have hurt.
You never know. Casey came up for a cup of coffee and did pretty well that first time. We had the Casey cookies a few weeks ago.
They were huge.
Ultimately, you just don't know. All you do know is that Kyle Tucker was not going to play these past however many games, so he wasn't going to help you at all. Why not have a Moises or Owen Casey on your bench, or starting for that matter? It infuriates me again. I'll reiterate, because you didn't learn your lesson the first time around, and the first time around was so bad, it affected his play. It probably got in his head. It kind of turned the fans against him in a way, too. It was just mishandled all the way through, and you did the same thing again. But you're right. To their credit, they didn't play him at least, but you didn't handle the IL thing very well.
Justin, which is worst case scenario here? Choice A, Kyle Tucker was basically refusing to go on the injured list and kept telling them, no, I'm fine. No, I'll be fine tomorrow. No, tomorrow I'll be fine, because he doesn't want to, which is understandable from a player, whether it's revolving around contract and money or whether it's just, no, I feel like I could play tomorrow.
Right.
Or side B, he would have been willing if you convinced him, and the Cubs are just slow to move on this every time.
Well,
because I still think it's possible that both are involved, but I still think side B is more likely that the Cubs are slow to get to it, because we've seen it before with other players.
Now, see, I disagree. I think, and by all accounts, I've heard Kyle Tucker is an amazing person. A lot of charity work. Again, I'm
not
a fan.
disagreeing with any of that.
I'm a fan. But I don't see why the Cubs would be holding out like this. To me, this screams Kyle Tucker being like, no, tomorrow I'll be fine. No, tomorrow I'll be fine. Almost like a pride thing. I want to play, and there's something that is actually endearing about that, because you want to be there for your team, but you got to know in your head when you're hurting your team, either with your play or with you hijacking a roster spot when it could be filled with somebody who's healthier than you.
Yeah. So I think it's both.
Okay.
I think it's side A and side B. It's Dansby last season 2.0.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. When
example.
Dansby was hurt and they refused to put him on the injured list, and everybody's like, why don't you just put this? It's got to be his leg, right? It's got to be his leg. He's got to be hurt. Sure enough, he was hurt.
But Dansby, okay, perfect example.
He also wanted to stay in.
Dansby is one of those guys, it's like a Cal Ripken throwback, where he wants to play every game, because for Atlanta, he did play every game. He was like the Iron Man, right? Yeah. So to my point, I do think it's more the player than it is the ball club, because the player, especially veterans, Dansby's earned the right to, he's got a counsel's ear. I think Kyle Tucker also, a superstar who has counsel's ear. Now, I think what would make Counsell an even better manager is if he's like, listen, I love your heart, but I got to work with my brain here and say that you're not right. We got to get you right for the postseason. Have some cojones, if you will, and take charge of the room, because you are the manager, and say, no, you're going on the IL because we need this roster spot.
Yeah, and I don't care what the motivation is, to be honest with you. I don't care if the guy wants to be an Iron Man or if he's doing it because, hey, I don't want to have 3 IL stints right before I become a free agent. Honestly, I don't care. I just think if you're the manager in the front office, you have to, whether you're trying to be nice to this guy for the offseason, it had nothing to, that stuff had nothing to do with Dansby. Dansby just wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Dansby just wanted to play. So even if that is the reason with Tucker, or it's the contract, somehow the guys at the top of the organization, the people in charge, have to be like, listen, you're the player. My job is to take care of you.
Yeah. Save you from yourself.
Save you from yourself. Stop it.
And so,
stop it. I'm in charge. You're not. Yes. You're going to the IL.
And I wonder, because why didn't it happen over the weekend? I wonder why today. So did maybe Counsell and Hoyer finally get fed up with it? Or did Kyle Tucker finally say...
Did he cave?
Did he cave finally?
We don't even know this is going on, but I think it's a pretty reasonable suggestion that some of this is going on.
There's no other reason to have all this time go on with an injured player. I know Counsell did say with the expanded rosters, you're not really but I don't buy that, because you never know what could happen. And why not have a healthy person on your bench? Even if if Owen Casey is the last guy on your bench, why not have that be a healthy player versus a Kyle Tucker who's not going to play?
I just know that the most important thing the Cubs can do right now is get Tucker healthy.
Yes.
I don't care if he's on the IL beyond the 10. I don't.
Yeah.
I just want him to be healthy and ready to play when the games really matter in the postseason.
You'd like for him to get a good plethora of at-bats before postseason.
I would, but more importantly, I want him to feel great.
1,000%. And honestly, the Cubs are going nowhere without a healthy Kyle Tucker.
Nowhere.
Without a healthy PCA. I'd add without a healthy and got his mind right, Seiya Suzuki. Like, we need these guys all right before the playoffs hit.
At least 2 of the 3 have to be feeling great. I don't know if we can get all 3, but I'd take 2 out of...
We had him in the first half.
Right now, I'd take 2 out of 3 the way it's going.
All right.
Taillon is back. Jameson Taillon is back tomorrow in the finale against Chris Sale, who I wanted the Cubs to trade for, even if he wasn't available and even if he was injured. Anyways, 20th start for Taillon this season, an ERA of 4.15. It's funny because you think about Sale and people are like, well, yeah, he's been hurt a lot this year. 106 innings for Taillon, 102 for Sale.
Wow.
It's really not that far apart. Taillon hasn't started since August 24th. What do you expect out of Taillon in this?
I expect great because the last few outings he's been out, even coming off the IL that last time, he was great. You know, Jameson Taillon really gives you a quality start. I know not the stat quality start, but gives you a quality start more times than not. We talked after the trade deadline about Taillon coming back that last time, and you had said actually that if we would have traded for a Jameson Taillon, it would have been our best move at the deadline.
Oh, yeah.
Jameson Taillon is a really good starter, so I'm expecting really good things out of him. Again, he's proven to just give you quality innings. I mean, if he could give us 5 innings tomorrow of 1 or 0 runs, I would take that in a heartbeat.
Jameson Taillon as your 4th starter
Great.
is pretty great.
Absolutely.
Pretty great. I mean, he had a stretch of 10 straight quality starts.
Yeah.
Like, when Steele went down, Taillon really picked up some of the slack. And so I hope that guy can return, and then I hope not only can he return, but when the postseason gets here, I keep saying that, knock on wood, when the postseason gets here, that Taillon can be a factor for the Cubs, that he's not just an innings eater. I want him to be that quality start guy, whether it's he's that 4th starter that you might need in the postseason, or somebody's not going well and boom, Taillon comes in, quickly takes over and saves the day, or he becomes a bullpen guy. Now, I think that's the hardest. I think that's the hardest, most unlikely one.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind if somebody came in and had a bad first inning and you were like, oh, this guy doesn't have it. Get him out.
Yeah. I would rather
put Taillon in.
I'd rather that not happen.
Yes.
Because
of course, yeah.
If we have a bad first inning, then we're already behind the 8 ball. Taillon's going to be interesting to try to fit in this postseason puzzle because I believe you need 3 starters, correct?
Yeah.
So we figured out who the 3 are. So you're right. Yeah. An emergency happens. You have a Taillon to come in and give you 5 great innings or whatever it is. But, I can't even really worry about where he fits in because I want to see tomorrow that A, he's healthy, B, he's effective, and C, give us whatever it is, 3 or 4 more great starts to end the season to help us keep that wild card 1 spot because that is what's most important right now.
Assad is a guy I said the other day, hey, Assad I want in the bullpen when this all gets settled out.
Yeah.
Because I think he can become a key piece to the bullpen, especially with Palencia. Who knows?
And Assad's good with people on base. He's always kind of like...
He somehow gets out of trouble.
Does,
he gets guys on base, but he somehow gets out of... He's a magician.
Yes.
Would you rather see in a postseason game Assad pitch 4 innings or Taillon pitch 4 innings of a playoff game?
That's a great question. Assuming both guys are completely healthy, I would say Jameson Taillon.
I 100% would say Taillon.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to see Assad. I just want to see Assad come in for like 2 innings and be effective. So we'll see how that all unfolds. And it'll be interesting to see which Jameson Taillon shows up against Chris Sale in the finale.
One more thing I want to say, too, is don't forget, Matthew Boyd is pitching more innings than he ever has, right? Yeah. Or at least in a couple years. Like, you don't know. I mean, you're not seeing first half Boyd right now. And I have all the faith in the world that he could turn it back around and be the guy he was in the first half. But you don't know what's going on with that arm and the mileage and everything. So a guy like a healthy Jameson Taillon is great insurance in case anybody goes down or anybody just is becoming less effective. Having someone with those career numbers and that pedigree is really, really beneficial for our ball club.
And I know some people won't be excited when you see a lot of innings from Taillon, maybe even Wicks, maybe even Ray, whoever it might be. I want to see those guys used correctly here down the stretch to sort of, I used this like a week ago, like swimming, tapering back Matthew Boyd.
Right.
So all of a sudden he's ready to go when
Yes.
the playoffs get here. That's what I would like to see.
Agreed.
All right. News today from Bob Nightingale is that Carter Hawkins, Cubs general manager, is a finalist now for the Washington Nationals GM job after they fired Mike Rizzo during the season. Hawkins has been the GM here for the Cubs for 4 years. 2021 is when they hired him in October. Before that, he was 5 years as Cleveland's assistant GM.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know in this chat, even though we get a fake Carter Hawkins in the chat almost every night, I know most people are not huge Carter Hawkins fans. So let's just discuss what would it mean if Carter Hawkins left and got hired by the Nationals.
Okay.
I think we both agree that it's a little difficult. I said, let's put together our pluses and minuses.
Okay.
The pluses we're going to have to guess at because nobody really knows
Yes.
what he's doing.
And
that's not his fault.
Before you get to the pluses and minuses, yes, I do want to say my first reaction was like, okay, well, if he goes, he goes. Like, because I don't know what he does. I'm not trying to discredit the guy whatsoever. I'm sure he works hard. They just haven't really shown us what Jed does and what Carter does, what the drafting department does. So I don't really know what his fingerprints are on. As far as I'm concerned, Jed Hoyer's running the ship. So if they took Carter Hawkins, I think we'd still be fine. But that's my initial opinion.
But, well, it's sort of like Jed and Theo.
Right.
Jed would talk sometimes, but you were like, yeah, but what does Theo think?
Exactly.
You know?
And I think, and don't forget, Theo trained Jed. And so
Yes.
Jed, I'm imagining, is running the show. And, Carter's is kind of like.
I also think that Jed as the assistant GM or GM underneath Theo was more vocal and more in the spotlight than Carter is. I think Carter's even less in the spotlight. I think we knew more about Jed.
Mm-hmm.
He had been the GM of the Padres. I think we knew more about Jed than we ever knew about Carter.
Agreed. And I think, I'm not going to steal your thunder here, Luke, but I'm going to tease here. I think what he's most famous for is something you're going to get to on your list, and it's not a positive.
You want to start with that? You want to start with the negative?
If you want to, sure.
I mean, the most obvious negative to Carter Hawkins' time, his 4 years as Cubs GM, is his statement about the 2032 Cubs mattering. That's it. Like, and he probably would take it back, and it's I'm not even disagreeing with some of what he's saying.
Yeah.
It was the wrong time to say what he said, and everybody heard it at the wrong time and was like, ugh.
Becky, Carter never talks. Probably because when he does, the one thing he said is something that made the fan base furious.
Furious, yeah. The exact quote was, we have a responsibility to the 2025 Cubs, but also the 2032 Cubs. That was the trade deadline.
Nobody wants to hear that in the middle of a pennant race.
No. And he said it's not popular. Like he even set it up by saying it's not popular. And I thought to myself, well, then I just would keep that to myself.
Yeah.
It's like when Mom said, if you don't have anything nice to say about somebody, don't say anything at all.
And Jed walked it back a little bit as well. I think they all agree that was a very big mistake to say.
Alan says he buys the hot dog buns. Hey, now wait a minute, Alan. I don't know if you're being mean or if you're being nice, because a good hot dog bun can certainly change how I feel about a hot dog.
And they got good ones at Wrigley, so if he is involved in that, he's doing a good job.
You get a soggy hot dog bun. It's the end of that. All right, so that's the minus. So I went back and I was trying to look. The first free agent move that he was connected to, along with Jed, since the new regime, the first free agent signing was Marcus Stroman, 3 years, $71 million.
Whew.
Okay. It started out okay. It didn't wear that well at the end.
I'd give that an average rating.
It's probably a C.
Yeah, a C.
It's probably a C.
Yeah.
Then the next two were like, he was here for Seiya signing. He was here for Dansby signing. And I personally believe both of them are good. Even though both players can frustrate me at times, I can also see their value and how they're really good. Look at Dansby tonight coming through, even though he'd had 3 strikeouts. He made the great play, and then he comes through it at the end.
And that's why I love baseball. Again, a perfect example. Swanson was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And, he walks with the bases loaded. He makes some great base running decisions, even after a base running mistake, to help score that last run. And, yeah, like you said, made a great play in the field. And I believe he's still the most valuable of all the 4 shortstops that were free agents. So, ultimately, that was a good signing for the Cubs out of those 4 shortstops.
He's the best value of the 4 shortstops.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's the best player, but he's the best value for sure.
Best value for sure, yeah.
Or at least so far he is. Now, he got here in October, so the 2021 draft would have been over. So he would not have been involved. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's making the big move in the draft, right? But so he was not involved in Jordan Wicks. Palencia had already been acquired in a trade for Chafin because that happened. Also, he was hired after that.
Oh, okay. So he's not responsible for
Palencia. He's not responsible for Palencia. His first draft, I believe, would have been 2022. Now, remember, Carter Hawkins came here with a pitching pedigree. It was, what did Cleveland do well? Constantly finding young pitchers, a little Brewer-esque, right? Mm-hmm. A mid-market organization that somehow was developing young pitchers one after another.
Yep.
I do think that one thing that has happened under Carter Hawkins, I can't say a percentage of how much credit he should get for it, but the pitching infrastructure under Carter Hawkins has improved. The results are there in guys that you're starting to see come up and be successful. Yeah. You saw one tonight perfectly in Cade Horton. His first draft, the first 2 draft picks that Carter Hawkins was around as general manager. And again, doesn't mean he was in charge of making the pick, but he certainly oversaw it and was part of the decision being made.
Right.
First one, Cade Horton. Second one, Jackson Ferris. Okay, Jackson Ferris became Michael Busch.
Yep, the trade out to the Dodgers.
And he's now the Dodgers' top pitching prospect.
Yep,
so
and we got a pretty good player, Michael Busch. So, okay, your
seems
hands,
like a hit.
Your hands are all over that. Okay, cool.
And this is something Niren in our live YouTube chat, who's one of our great listeners, viewers, is always complaining about the development of players and drafting. It doesn't mean that the general manager is a huge part of it, but when I see the young pitching coming up, that I do connect some dots to Carter Hawkins. I'll give him at least connected dots, Carter Hawkins.
Would Ben Brown also fall into that category? Because that was a David Robertson trade. Philadelphia.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
So his first draft, the first 2 picks were Horton and Jackson Ferris. 2023, his next draft, Shaw, starter at third, seems to be working, and Jackson Wiggins, now the Cubs' top pitching prospect.
Right.
So in those first 2 drafts, you now see 3 top pitching prospects. One of them's for the Dodgers, but it resulted in your first baseman.
Yep.
But again, hit, it seems like a hit, probably a hit, and another, we hope Jackson Wiggins hit. I do like that. I do. And I can't argue that he hasn't been able, he's also been around for the outside of the draft, Justin. Mm-hmm. He's found guys like Keller, made him, Merriweather for a time, made him available. Thielbar made him good. Like, there's dots to be connected to Carter Hawkins.
I pay attention very closely to the Cubs. I know as you do too. My gut tells me, and I mean this with no disrespect, if Carter Hawkins takes the job and goes to Washington, the Cubs will be just fine, because I still think Jed Hoyer is running the show, just as I thought for all those years Theo Epstein was running the show. Mm-hmm. I think this organization will be just fine. Plus, you're bringing up the draft and everything. We overhauled our entire drafting and development department. Yeah. So there are really smart guys in that room as well. I think we'll be fine. And by all accounts, Carter's a good guy. Good luck. If you take the job, good luck. And I hope you get paid. And thanks for all you've done. But I think the Cubs, this does not worry me.
And I'm also curious, if he does go, will the Cubs go outside looking for a new voice kind of coming in like they did with Carter Hawkins, or will they take somebody from that drafting development list and promote somebody up?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of feel like they kind of like the idea of a new voice coming in every once in a while. And I don't think that's a bad thing. That was part of Craig Counsell getting some eyes on the organization.
But isn't it weird? Like, because back in the day, it was like the GM and the owner. and now it's like the president of baseball
added a
operations.
layer,
They've
yeah.
added a layer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and do they need it? I mean, is Jed Hoyer our president and our GM? I don't know.
Well, it depends on if you're winning or not.
Exactly,
Because
right.
The White Sox had it and nobody liked it.
Yeah.
And the Cubs had it and everybody loved it.
That's true.
And now we're trying to find out if the Cubs still love it with that
Very good point.
level of stuff going on. Hey, so you're a season ticket holder.
I am, yes.
And our guy, Corey Friedman, is too. Now, you got a letter.
I did.
You got a letter from the Cubs, and this is revolving around, we only got like 5 minutes left, but I did want to touch on this.
Sure.
This is involving the All-Star game.
Yes. So I've been a season ticket holder since 2004, very long time. And so, the second they started having rumblings about the All-Star game being at Wrigley Field, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, how is that going to work? Well, the Cubs put out an email to season ticket holders last week, and now we know exactly how it works. What's going to happen is if you want guaranteed access to purchase All-Star Week, the game, home run derby, all that stuff, right? You need to give the Cubs a 3-year commitment with season tickets.
You have to marry the Cubs for 3 years.
I have to marry the Cubs for 3 years, no matter what, in order to be guaranteed 2027 All-Star Week purchases.
What if you move away? What if you
Very good point.
Well,
what if life
I
gets
guess
in
you're
the
gonna
way?
have to sell them.
I mean, you're signing a
That's what
3-year
I'm saying.
contract. You ultimately sign a contract, a 3-year contract.
I think 3 years is a lot. 2 years, truly, 2 years I would have been like,
Shouldn't
okay,
just being a season ticket holder be enough?
Well, there's that argument
Especially
too.
after some of these season ticket holders have been going through
Yeah.
what they've been going through.
Let me defend the Cubs for a
100%.
second, though. You can't offer all your season ticket holders tickets for the All-Star game. It's a hard thing to do, right? There's a lot of season ticket holders. So, and one more thing, they also guarantee that they won't increase your season tickets by more than 3% every year. So there is also that. So you lock in only max.
Yeah, but that ought to come with agreeing to a 3-year deal anyway.
Agreed. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a very interesting dilemma. Are you ready to commit to this team and this organization for 3 years just to be able to buy All-Star game tickets, basically?
Listen, I commit for 3 years. First of all, I've committed for 53 years. But some nights, I don't know if I can commit for 3 hours.
Right.
Like, there are games that go by and you're just like, I don't know if I can commit to 3 hours tomorrow.
Well, it's also financial stuff. Like, I mean,
Well,
you
of
could
course
be
it is.
you could be flying right now, like, oh yeah, I'm balling right now, but maybe lose my job in a year or 2 years, and it's like I'm on the hook. These are not cheap season tickets.
What if COVID comes? I mean,
Okay, so
There's got to be some outs in this.
don't
There has to
forget-
be a job loss, like insurance
I don't
policy.
think so, but there is one more thing. A lot of rumors about a work stoppage happening after next year, right?
Yes.
And then they've left 2029 open for possibly Wrigley Field's All-Star game to fill that spot if there is a work stoppage. So there is a kind of fine print in here where if you commit to 3 years, you don't have to still be a season ticket holder in 2029 if that's when the All-Star game is moved to. But that's a very asterisk situation.
You know what I'm going to suggest, and the numbers might not back this up, but I don't math.
Yeah.
We only got 2 minutes left.
Okay.
I would suggest to you and Corey Friedman and anybody else that's trying to be strong-armed into a 3-year contract for season tickets, which is a lot of money. I don't care.
You could
I
do
don't
1
care
year
where
though.
your seats are.
You could do 1 year. You're just not guaranteed the All-Star stuff.
Right.
Okay, just so you know. Okay.
What I would do is I would say, keep it. I'll renew on a yearly basis if you want. And you know what? If I have to, I'll just go ahead and buy them on
Right. Secondary market.
secondary market when it comes. And I'll overpay.
Yeah.
But I won't overpay like I'm overpaying for 3 seasons of season tickets.
It is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, no one's...
Game Time's the place to do that, by the way.
No one's forcing you to do it. You could do 1 year. You could do the 3-year guarantee, all that stuff. But it is interesting. I give the Cubs credit for trying to parlay this All-Star game into all right, let's commit for 3 years here, boys and girls.
If you'll commit to 3 years of CHGO Cubs as your favorite podcast, I will give you donuts.
There you go.
I mean, if you do think about it, we're
One day.
we're 3 years into CHGO,
Yeah.
and it's gone by really fast.
There
So
you go.
3 years goes by faster than
This
you
is
think.
our 4th season, right?
No, this
fourth
is our
season.
third year, fourth
Fourth
season.
Cubs season.
Yeah, it goes by
Wow.
fast. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yes, it is Taillon on the mound tomorrow against Sale, not Assad. just to confirm, we will be here for a post-game show. Jordan Burnfield's going to join us tomorrow. You'll be back next Tuesday again?
Tuesday, baby. Let's go.
Oh, what are we going to have for dessert next Tuesday?
Will we be back in the division race?
No, we will not. Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Toyota and Bet365. Thanks to Justin Roman for coming in. Thanks to Sarah for running the ones and twos. Thanks to you in the live YouTube chat and to everybody that's listening in podcast form. Make sure we get the positive reviews, the thumbs up, the likes, the follows, the subscriptions. We appreciate all that. We appreciate you. And we would appreciate a series win tomorrow against the Braves. We'll find out. Until then, thanks for watching and fly the W.
We all silly like the mayor.